My champions, I want to thank you for supporting Live with Shatufa. This is the platform where we give you shorter versions of messages. We don't do much commentary on this one because the purpose is just to equip you and quickly give you updates of what is happening in the nation. For those that continue to support this platform through your subscriptions, your liking, your sharing, and also putting your comments, we really continue to salute you for doing that. And thank you. Don't get tired. Support the struggle, support the initiatives that we are coming up with. For this platform is going to be used for something very important where we are going. So we have to keep it alive and not neglect it. Let's support it the same way that we support Chatufa TV Productions. Stop that nonsense, Chamisa tells ZANU PF over the 2030 agenda. Indeed, anybody who is reasonable in Zimbabwe, when they look at what ZANU PF is trying to do here, you can tell that this is really just a bunch of nonsense. No one in their normal senses would ever want to allow ZANU PF or Mnangagwa for that matter to go on at the cost of what Mnangagwa is doing right now in Zimbabwe. So Nelson Chamisa says, stop this nonsense. You want to expand pain and suffering. He mentioned quite a lot. And I could tell that when he wrote this, he was really touched. He was really in pain to ask himself, what is these people trying to do? He's saying, you want to extend pain and suffering. You want to extend extreme and deadening poverty. You want to extend unemployment. You want to extend hunger and lack. You want power outages, electricity shortages, and water shortages. You want to extend this currency crisis and cash shortages. You want to extend high taxes and skyrocketing prices. You want to extend oppression. You want to extend fear, hate, and intimidation. You want to extend terror and violence. You want to extend conflict. You want to extend the nation's isolation. You want to extend looting and corruption. You want to extend bribery and chicanery. You want to extend the dying hospitals and the dying in hospitals. You want to extend the chaos in education. You want to extend suffering of teachers under squalid conditions. You want to extend the suffering of workers and civil servants. You want to extend the suffering of pensioners. You want to extend the closing down of businesses. You want to extend capital flight and brain drain. You can't. You stole the people's mandate, hopes, and votes. You want to extend that theft. You can't extend theft. It can't. Stop it. Hashtag it can't. Nelson Chamisa. This is a powerful, powerful message. And you can't say it in a better way. When we look at what Zimbabweans are going through, what we were talking about in one of the shows of the main platform, Chatufa Television Productions, where we were explaining that Mnangagwa continues to extend or to tighten up screws of hardship and poverty over the people of Zimbabwe. I don't know really, because people that are in ZANU PF are also suffering in the same manner that everyone else is suffering. I've seen somebody, was it Paradza, who was saying that the agenda of 2030 is not a ZANU PF agenda, it is the people of Zimbabwe's agenda. Like really, what do these people take us for? What do they take us for? As for Zimbabweans, we can't really be yearning to see Emmerson Mnangagwa even one extra day, because life has become even more difficult under this man than even what it was during the time of Robert Mugabe. Mugabe was a failure. Mugabe did a lot of failed projects. He was also a pain in his own way. But what we have seen with Mnangagwa is the worst. And if people would really have known during that time of Mugabe, I don't think people would have tried even a little bit to remove Mugabe. People would have enjoyed Mugabe better than what we are seeing right now with this fake Second Republic. Life in Zimbabwe has become so unbearable. life in Zimbabwe is a pain. Life in Zimbabwe is a toil, day in and day out, from dawn to dusk. Zimbabweans will be just suffering. There is no day for rest. There's no day for mahala. Every day is a day of pain and suffering. And who in their normal senses would want to see a country that goes through that? We are looking at other countries that are surrounding us. I don't think that they have such kind of hardship, like the hardship that we are seeing in Zimbabwe. Where have you ever seen a country that goes for 18, 20 hours without electricity? What is that? How do businesses work? How does the economy run? How do people survive day to day? Companies, hospitals, factories, productive sector, the agriculture. How do these things work? So it's quite sad, really, that we have only a few people who are really pushing for this agenda. And they want to just force it down the throats of everyone, which is quite very unfortunate. And that is why we as the Zimbabwean people, we need to continue rising up and fighting the good fight of faith to make sure that Zimbabwe becomes free. You and I have a work to do, a work to pray for Zimbabwe, a work to expose ZANU PF, a work to resist Mnangagwa and all his cohorts, and make sure that we give Zimbabwe and Zimbabweans a chance to liberty, a chance to freedom, a chance to democracy, a chance to progress, a chance to prosperity. And that is possible if we put our heads together and we fight the good fight of faith. Victory is our portion. Faith, with faith and with our God on our side, we will come out victorious. There is no how that Mnangagwa will fight against the will of God for Zimbabwe. The will of God in this season is that Zimbabwe must be free. And there's no way that their arrogance can hold on to the plans of God. It can't stop what God is doing in this season. Let's continue to trust God, believe God, pray for the nation, pray for Mozambique too, as they are also fighting the same war we are fighting. But we know that our God is faithful. And one of these days, we are coming out victorious. Zimbabwe will be free. Zimbabwe will be freed. And everything will start working once again. Thank you, family, for joining me on this show. Let's meet in the upcoming show. Remain blessed.